TANIS, Blake Davis. How you all doing?
Yo,
Hey, I'm doing
man,
excellent. How are you?
I'm depressed. I'm depressed.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Oh wait, thank you for having us.
No problem. No problem.
You know, I'm gonna just come in straight, full steam, 100 miles per hour. Look, those officers murdered Lil Tamir Rice. 2 seconds, within 2 seconds, they shot the young brother before they, they feel like it's justified. If you commit the crime, you should deal with the consequence. Then why the fuck doesn't the system and those who represent the legal system serve the justified penalty for their crimes? Why do the white people continue to murder us, assassinate us, but me, I break a window or allegedly break a window, they want me to pay a gouging price? But my bad. Yeah, man. So I'm depressed today, man. I got a daughter, man. I'm wondering why the black community in Cleveland is so Willie Lynch indoctrinated with that self-hate. I'm sad today. It's a sad day.
And with that being said, the reality that you bring forth, which I can appreciate, the reality that you're bringing to us right now, do you feel that some of maybe your peers or some of the elders are not taking things as serious like we should?
I mean, you know what? When you're dealing with the armed military regime, it's hard to combat that when you're not ready to die or kill for something. Because the military and the forces of the government and the police, they are ready to kill. They are ready to die for their cause. Military style racism, they will kill and die for it. Just like you see, they ran up in the White House. The Black Panthers didn't even do that.
Right.
The Cleveland activist groups are not as radical as the right-wing groups in the least. They ready to align militaristically and go to war with the establishment. But sadly in the hood, we watching countless young brothers die. What's his name? Vincent Del Monte?
Talk to me.
They watched another young brother, and they had the audacity to turn the camera off.
Come on.
Man, and just coldly assassinated my young brother. And what do? We just endure that trauma. We don't do anything but argue and continue to work for the same white supremacist corporations supporting the Browns. That's white supremacy. The NFL all of those teams are owned by white people. And then all of the players who are enduring those injuries and entertaining the white masses are minorities, majority. That's human trafficking right there. They purchased the brothers. They literally purchased them. They put a price down, and then they sit back in the office or in a skybox, and they observe them get injuries. What happened to Josh Cribbs? Remember when he got knocked out?
Yes, I do.
We observed that trauma. And this brother is doing this for, look, they exploit the black people from poverty. They know our minorities is coming from poverty, so they plan their heart out just to get out of the systemic poverty which white people created, just to entertain them by hurting other black people. And we call that a victory in our community while Brother Vincent Del Monte is gone. And it's going to be many more. Tamir Rice, Timothy Russell, Melissa Williams.
In the same bin as the NFL player?
No. What I'm saying is they're all subject to the same systemic racism. The only reason people play in the NFL if all those NFL players had money and corporations on their own, do you think they would still entertain the white masses by sacrificing their physical body?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's
I don't think so.
gladiatorism. I feel like people would do it
Hey, bomb on
anyways.
that one right there.
Please drop a bomb. Can we get the bombs, bro? We the bomb squad. We the bomb squad. Please hit a couple bombs for us.
Got any headphones?
We come for the bombs.
When it comes to sports, I mean, everybody's built different. And to me, to become a professional athlete is one out of probably 100,000 kids who want to be a professional athlete, a professional football player. Man, they a different breed.
You got to make sacrifices.
But
You don't got no headphones for my brother?
You did make sacrifices, man. You know what it takes to get to the NFL. You wouldn't even be getting a
Man, going to the NFL is a disgrace, bro. I gotta interrupt you because we here for this. That's why they invited us here. We missed a couple days. We come here physically.
I got the board.
Yes, I'm telling you, I gotta come in. I gotta do this.
We got the bomb.
That's what they wanted me here for, to do this.
They got to shut
They
up.
wanted me here for this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they wanted me here.
I love your views, but let me talk.
They wanted us here.
I know, I love your views, but let me talk. I own this station. Let me talk.
See what I mean? That's more.
I'm just saying
That's
we-
more
we
black
not
internal
arguing, we
warfare.
just talking.
That's
I got
internal,
an
bruh.
opinion to
Let me
give.
let me
Let me
finish.
finish
Let me
it.
finish, bruh. Look, any black man play
you
for the
gonna let me
NFL.
finish talking,
That
you
is a
gonna go.
disgrace,
That's
bruh.
what's gonna
And
happen,
I'm on live. They can
You
hear
gonna
me
let
still.
finish talking,
I'm
or
on
you
live.
can step or sit over there.
No, we got love.
I respect you.
We coming here
I
with
let you
love.
talk. Let me talk.
Dude, why
I'm,
can't you
yeah,
chill?
you antagonizing my views.
Let me talk.
Yeah, you good. You good.
All right, then
But
be
all right,
quiet
well
for a
look,
second.
like I said,
Jeez.
anybody
I
play
didn't
for the
say what I
NFL
was
is a
gonna say,
disgrace.
man.
That's a disgrace to
Dude,
our
right
community
I'm trying to tell
forever.
you, I'm 2 seconds to put you out of here. Let me talk.
I love you, bro. We
I
here
love
for
you too,
this.
Let me talk.
Well, that's what we here
You
for.
ain't letting me talk.
We supposed to be listening to
But
me.
you not.
And
what,
then
we
we'll
listen
hear
to
back.
That's what we
everybody.
here for.
We got 7 mics in here. Everybody got an opinion, but you ain't the only one here with an opinion.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're pulling Giuseppe,
For
bro.
real.
Illuminati.
Let me talk, dude.
Illuminati.
Let me talk. All I'm saying is that when you bring sports into that, I'm just saying it's my opinion. You bring sports into this, I think that's a whole different entity. I don't see that as these NFL people owning slaves. These people making millions because they have a talent that nobody else has, and you can't hate on that. I would sit any day if I made it to the NFL. You know the sacrifice and hard work it takes the NFL. Ain't none of us ever been on that level. We don't even know what it feels like to work
Right.
that hard to get to that point. I mean, they a different breed of freaking athlete, and for them to get there, they deserve every penny they got. Man, especially if they're there to entertain. That's what they're there for.
No,
I'm an entertainer, and I have these skills that God gave me, and I'm going to use them, and I'm going to make millions of dollars
My bad,
doing it.
Al.
I don't
My
see a
bad, Al.
problem with that. I really don't. Go ahead, continue.
Like I said, the whole NFL is a big Illuminati, white supremacist, extortion, human trafficking, and it's a disgrace for any black person to play there. And if they weren't in poverty, they wouldn't be able to extort them and human traffic our young brothers who from poverty. So they playing in the hood, they striving, they working tirelessly just like slaves in the plantation fields,
But
just for their survival.
Anyone can be in the NFL. Actually, I have a friend from high school named Mitchell Trubisky.
Is he black? Is he black?
No, he's white, but I don't even know the sacrifices that went into him becoming
All right, for sure.
Mr. Football. He would join
Respect.
the Chicago Cubs, was it the Cubs, and $28 million a year or something. I mean, what would you do if someone said this is legit? This isn't some fallacy. You have this opportunity. Not your homies, not your mom, your dad. You do. You
Right.
worked hard, and this
Right.
is what
Right.
you don't know. I don't know. I have no clue.
And you worked hard
Yep,
to get it.
yep, and it's Illuminati, and every Super Bowl they do the Illuminati rituals, and the brother who was a running back for the Kansas City Chiefs, he the one who been exposing it all over his Twitter, exposing the fact that it was Illuminati satanic ritual behind, and it was something that had to do with child human trafficking. When they had J-Lo and the other singer up there, Shakira, and they had all the little children in cages, it's subliminal programming that they using, indoctrinating people, and it was a brother that was in the NFL who exposed, bruh. You lucky I don't got my phone. I would quote the man right now.
I mean, it's right there.
We know you're telling the
Please,
truth.
somebody give me a phone. I'll look it up right now.
Every single time I watch the Grammys, every time I watch MTV Awards, and those Super Bowl halftime shows, man, there's a lot of satanic symbolism and all of that. It really is. And I've seen that, and it's blatant.
So why would I assume that on a regular weekly basis that they're not satanic, they're not white supremacists, but on the Super Bowl, which is the most key event,
Is just for, do you think
the
people
most key event within the NFL,
Uh-huh.
they do the most satanic subliminal programming to the audience who are watching it. It's one of the most viewed programming that comes on American
The most
television.
viewership. And with that
For
being
real,
said,
for real. Did you watch the Super Bowl, bro?
No.
See what I'm saying?
I mean, which one?
Any of them.
Yeah,
Any
I've
of the
seen it.
recent.
No, I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have.
Yes. What I'm saying is if you critically
The halftime
analyze.
show's known, so I mean,
the halftime
So you
show.
at least watch for the halftime show. You
Yes, the halftime show of the Super Bowl never fails to incorporate some form
Yes.
of mind control, satanic
It's extra as
subliminal
fuck.
programming, constantly. And then you have all these brothers who are from poverty, many of them striving for survival. That's why they play and that's why they train so diligently, because many of them are from poverty or from disadvantaged families. They're not as privileged as the white owners who are the corporate sponsorship behind the NFL. And that's just one example of the racism. Why you think, look, when they try to take a knee in the NFL, what happened to Colin Kaepernick? They extracted him out the whole damn NFL just because he took a stand for a legitimate
That was
cause.
historical, but didn't Nike back him up for that?
But the NFL, which is arguably maybe bigger than Nike,
Right? Yeah. No, the money.
they were so racist That even in the midst of all these brothers, Michael Brown being exterminated, assassinated on TV, this man took a knee as a peaceful demonstration to oppose that,
yes.
and they still fired the man and took the money that he worked so hard to get.
Yeah. I mean, that was.
And he was a great player.
I mean, is he not in the NFL right now?
No. Yeah, Colin Kaepernick. Look it up.
Is he blackballed from the game?
When he took a knee.
Yeah, he got blackballed.
Yes, bruh. Because he was black and he was taking a stand for a humanitarian issue that related to the urban minority community in a white
should
supremacist
have
corporate
work. Yeah,
domain.
that's
Yeah,
not
that
right.
is an obvious injustice.
It's an injustice, but in turn, it opened the door for everybody to express themselves. Though now they got it on the back of their uniform. Black Lives Matter. Everybody kneeling.
Yeah, well, he
That's
paved the
a
way.
token.
Yeah.
Does that really compensate all these black families being destroyed? That man, and does that really get Colin Kaepernick his job back? No.
That doesn't
Y'all
get
put a
his
little
job back.
stitching on a jersey.
Yeah, but
to
there are
compensate
artists-
for
there are
all this
artists
blood
and
shed.
Celebrities who really, I would believe to be philanthropists, like Akon's a philanthropist.
He not in the NFL.
I'm just saying, but these are people who these icons. I imagine you're insinuating to be like heavily influential on the young urban community, like NFL players, rap artists, any pop star.
And look, they don't take the knee anymore.
Truth.
Who do you see on a regular basis? And they call them the Browns. To me, that's a racist innuendo. Just like the Indians is obviously barbarically racist.
They're changing that, I think.
That is like nauseating. How racist that is. The toxic, disgusting. No wonder they let Tamir Rice get killed in such a disgraceful city when you have a logo that disgraces the natives who lived in the land you even step on now.
I don't know any cities that have love for their home team like Buffalo and Cleveland.
Well, the
And
Browns were named after Paul Brown. They weren't
Yeah.
named after no.
But the irony is all the majority of the players in the NFL are what color? Okay? Majority of the Browns players are what color?
are you just trying to have someone else state out the fact that black people are generally better at sports because they're more athletic? Is that
No, I'm saying that those athletic people are getting economically extorted for cheap entertainment. It's called sports fanaticism, and it's
Optics.
Illuminati because every Super Bowl they don't fail to put some type of satanic mind controlling subliminal message for the children to watch.
That's the record industry. That ain't the NFL though.
Oh, it's definitely the NFL too. They sponsor it.
I don't see any of that going on every Sunday.
I do every
What you
Sunday.
see on a regular football game?
Man, I see a lot of those hand gestures. I see a lot of the CBS symbol is considered a one eye, like on the back of the dollar, which is linked to the satanic Illuminati.
Well, I see them, everybody
They make sure that even on the score, you can't even watch the score. The symbol is there the entire time you watching the NFL.
What store?
Do you know, like,
When you watch an NFL game, CBS is a sponsored network that publicizes. Yes, my brother. That's very blatantly
so
obvious.
you like hope to never see another eye out of context again?
Well, what about Fox? They don't have an eye. What are they doing?
You know,
Cut this out.
Fox
Oh, geez.
promotes a lot of satanic white supremacist stuff too.
Football game.
During the football game, look, they use a lot of those hand gestures. All of the coaches are white. All of the players are black. When all the first people to get injured on the field are black
What are you
people.
watching?
So you're looking at
Majority,
Is a plantation.
every owner is white. How many black NFL, name 3 black team NFL team
There's a lot
owners.
of them.
Name 3.
Oh, talking about owners? No, it's some black owners.
Please name 2. Name 2.
I don't know about her. but
Thank
I know-
you,
I
thank
know
you.
there's men that
Was Art
black
Modell
NFL
black?
Thank you.
owners.
Thank
There
you.
are. Not that we got to know who they are, but there are black.
But it's a predominantly
Of course
white.
it is. So
what's
All right
the-
then,
what's
that's
the-
white
what's the-
supremacy right there. And if maybe these people too indoctrinated to admit the obvious in
No,
Cleveland.
that's
you
the
say
whole world.
We
plantation.
can't, bro. I'm telling you, it's more white supremacy among the black activist communities in Cleveland than even some white circles.
That's everything.
You know, I'm telling you, it's internal hatred.
But what are you saying? Just because like some people don't want to
It's
hear
like
the
It's Illuminati and it's white supremacy, and that's what they wanted me here to say. So I'm gonna say it. It's white supremacy. It's satanic.
Right. White people own a lot of stuff. It's just the fabric of and the nature of our community and how everything evolved from back in the day. Well, no black people owning nothing. We weren't allowed to own nothing, so we still got to catch up. So I don't say that everything is racist. White people had it. Now we coming. Hey, we allowed to get it now.
And then,
get it.
remember-
a lot of black people just didn't take advantage of it, but now they are. Now we get.
I remember the last time I was here.
Basketball teams are doing all that.
The last time I was here, what I talk about? We
What
want
about,
to talk
like, the
about
whole city
basketball
of Atlanta's,
players.
like,
Last time
wealthy?
we was here, we was talking about Boule, the Black Illuminati,
Right.
who is the fraternities who have pledged to white supremacist Greek secret societies, and they carry out a white supremacist Illuminati agenda, even though they're black. Okay, Shaq is a member of a secret society fraternity. Bashir Jones, can I get one bomb? Can I get one bomb? Please, one bomb.
We gotta get those bombs.
Like I
in
said,
for the
Bashir
bombs.
Jones is Illuminati. Shaq is Illuminati. LeBron James is Illuminati. All of them belong to Boule. LeBron got the Boule symbol on his chest tattooed because he's worshipped the devil. Okay, every game he do the symbol with his hands. Okay, and they said, yeah, bro, I don't have to fabricate
I
nothing.
know that.
This
No,
is
but
for
there
the
are clear people who are who have their ties. They're expressed in obvious ties to whatever it is they have their faith in. That doesn't mean that there's a general coalition of it that you need to tackle at this very moment. That's like in your immediate future. People do that. Communities community.
You know this.
Class
You know
interests.
this.
It doesn't matter if you're white, black. You find people.
I sent
who
you
are like,
the
hey,
address,
you got
bro.
This amount of money. Well, this is what. I mean,
And
what are you talking about?
With
My
those
homeboy.
things being said right now, I'm going to at least push forward on this activist thing right now, because what you said is so deep rooted. Like, I know on New Year's Eve, a lot of people didn't think about it, but you came through, and a lot of you all went out there in the memory of Tamir Rice, and a lot of activists would not have even thought to do that. Recently, the past Saturday, talking about the young man who was murdered in East Cleveland, a lot of us went out and we stopped traffic right in front of the police department for at least 40 minutes. My thing is, why do you feel a lot of us are so afraid to go out there, or we forget?
I mean, just like they call it Stockholm syndrome, where you're so traumatized by your oppressor or an abusive figure that eventually psychologically you start to get converted into a place where you endear and you start to begin to reinforce your own oppression, and you start to rationalize your own oppression. And that's what I think about it. The lead statistics in Cleveland.
Ooh.
Okay, more children in Cuyahoga County get poisoned with a brain-altering substance, which is a poor community. In the black community, more children get lead exposure than in Flint, Michigan, 3 times. That's what I organized with Miss Robin Brown about, Seco, Undivided Cleveland, because we wanted to address this issue so powerfully. We went into organization about it, despite our limited background in that field. There's so many kids irreversibly being brain damaged, and it also triggers violent behavior. Think about it. The first private prison was in Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio. They helped industrialize and they helped profit off of the chemical mutation of black people in Cleveland, and then locking them up when they react upon that toxin in their blood. So you want an entire machine just walking down the street in Cleveland. Because the houses, the water is poisonous, and it permanently alters the mind of a child if he's under the age of 6. They will never recover from this. And they said the highest suicide rate in any school district in the country is in Cleveland Metropolitan School District. The highest suicide rate. Yes, my brother, please look it up. The highest suicide rate. Because, and guess what the color of those kids are? Brown. So I put up a status on Facebook. I said the real Browns is losing. Why are we endorsing trivial sports fanaticism when the real actual people, your own children, your own community, your nephews, your nieces, your sons, your friends' nieces, friends' nephews, they all get irreversible brain damage, which affects their learning ability, and it triggers violent behavior. How would y'all let this occur? And y'all endorsing the Browns while you let your own children be permanently brain damaged every day. So yes, that matters to me.
And with that being said, I've noticed that Undivided Cleveland, and really that to me is like a double entendre, a double name, because it's like a group of artists and others who are undivided, but you all are really divided. You all are divided together with that. So how did you first come up with that particular name?
You know what? I studied Tupac, and he had the Thug Life.
Yes, sir.
And he had an acronym behind Thug Life, which is the hate you gave little infants fucks everybody. and of course white people or people, even black people, with the Willie Lynch syndrome, we observe that initial observation and we interpret it to mean, oh, he's representing gang culture, he's representing criminal behavior and criminal culture, but really it was a deeper humanitarian message behind it. So I wanted to try to come with something that ring just as much, but and embodied a deeper message behind it, even though it sounded on the surface like something that was easily interpreted.
And that is the truth. And I have to ask you both, before I go around the table, if there's a time for a break or what have you, I know it'll be brought in, but EP is sitting through enjoying this conversation.
Yes.
I want to know where you came up with the concept, because the mixtape could have been called November or December, but for it to be called October and for it to be so powerful from start to finish, I like vibing to it. There is not a dull second in that. As a matter of fact, I wanted more of it. So you got to tell me why you all hit us with so many raw tracks in like a short amount of time. Each one said something. There was an underlying message. Tell me about October.
Go ahead, Blake. Talk some.
Well, it kind of started as just one of multiple sporadic sessions where TANIS came to the studio and we just wanted to spend the night putting the work in. And after the first one, which required very little even mixing for some reason, I remember that just came together so smooth. TANIS was actually said we should just do a whole tape. And I forget what brought it to October being the mixtape name, but the first song was called October because it was recorded in October. Right. We had Steve with us for the video, and it was just I think it was just more embracing the fact that it was warm. It was a warm day. We were having fun. It was a good vibe outside. We just wanted to remember October. This is October.
Gotcha.
Fall in the Midwest is great.
I hear you. How did you both begin working together?
I reached out to TANIS at like the end of 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was. I was living back home at this point. I'd moved back home to Concord. And I had a studio in the basement. And I hit him up because I heard this not mixtape, I saw this music video he made called The Untitled 8, where he's speaking on the brisk, did the color saturation, and that was dope artistry. There was only two artists I'd been scoping for a while in my basement, just looking through the computer of artists in Cleveland. Who do I feel like something I don't have and I really would love to take influence from and incorporate? And I found Sir TANIS, the actual, and Wolf. Long live Wolf. I don't speak to Wolf too much, but I shout him out. I love the man. Good dude.
Yep, shout out Wolf.
I feel you. Talk to me, TANIS, because that October is raw.
Yeah.
Like your material is raw, man.
Yeah, we had a lot of availability at the time, and I really wanted to just accelerate us and really what's the word I'm looking for? Just put us in a place of momentum and motion. I really wanted to push just creative material out. We kind of were at a place of we were trying to develop a creative direction. I'm like, man, we need to just be raw, uncut. Yes, I feel like we needed some type of creative platform and foundation. I'm like, the foundation should be true hip hop, underground boom bap, the truest essence.
Yeah, I only picked one beat on that, and it was the October 4th. Okay. But it's because I thought I had to throw homage to Pittsburgh. Shout out Pittsburgh, I love you.
Pittsburgh, yeah. Mac Miller. But yeah, so I just wanted to really embody something that was soulful and intrinsic, and something that was a purist adaptation of the art form and maintain the cultural origin, carry on tradition.
It had a grassroots feel.
Yes, we wanted to carry on tradition. I'm like, man, we need to find true hip hop beats, and we gonna remix them the classic way people did mixtapes.
And it's good call on him with a lot of the ending samples, the songs. And the second one, it wouldn't allow me to put the they don't give a fuck about us. They don't really care about us.
By
yeah, it wouldn't
Jackson.
let me clear that no matter how I tried. That beat's dope. I actually would love to make something.
Yeah.
Steal that clap.
I wanted to also infuse it with a lot of strong social commentary, a lot of radical commentary, social commentary. So I just definitely infused that along with that recipe of genuine core origin of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And thus we got such a beautiful project because it got made so rapidly and so easily. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we manifested. We just had to bless it because it was all formulated in October.
I mean, I actually just 7 months ago moved back into what used to be my studio. It's not my studio again in Lakewood, on the border of Lakewood and West Park. So I have now a studio. So provided that the studio we had quite a bit of time available. It's become a little more tight now, but at the time we just had this bubble where there's nothing else that mattered other than creating something most dope. Intrinsic, as he says, intrinsic value.
Man, I love the fact that you're talking about bringing up the boom bap, underground, the true essence. This is what a lot of
Recipes,
people,
MF Doom.
you know,
Yeah,
a
R.I.P.
lot of people don't bring those certain things up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go across the table. How you doing, brother?
How you doing? Doing good.
That's good. Let them know who you are, man.
I'm talented, real. I sing, I rap, from Cleveland. You know, just listening in. I don't have that much to say. You feel me?
and see,
Real's dope though. He's a really good artist.
and I appreciate
I stamp
you
that.
coming through and being here and at least setting that example. Especially, a lot of people don't realize you don't have to say anything all the time. Sometimes your presence is so powerful, it says a lot. So I appreciate you coming into the studio. And as for you as well, how you doing,
I'm
man?
doing good. How you doing, Al? I appreciate you for having us.
Stephen
over,
K.
my guy.
Brought to you by Stephen K.
Brought to you by Stephen
You
Koenig.
know it's Cash, Stephen K. Brought
Stephen
to you by
K.
me.
And what do you want to chime in?
I just we're touching on a lot of important topics that definitely need to be refreshed in everyone's brain, and at least open people's minds to analyze everything that we're talking about, even more than just music. Because the whole life, your life that we're here, only here for a limited amount of time. We got to make the most of all our opportunities, maximizing every chance we get.
Facts.
Ooh, we make
Heavy
the most out of every opportunity.
Maximize.
With that,
What y'all think about this coronavirus? What y'all think about these so-called vaccines
Oh,
they giving us?
Controversial.
And
bring in the controversy.
Yeah, can we get one bomb, please? One bomb.
I took that the flu vaccine years ago, and I was sick.
I wouldn't.
You know, they
Yeah,
made me
see, I
sick
wouldn't
for-
even take the flu
They made me
vaccine.
sick for a month.
Yeah.
You know, because they gave me the flu. You know, a little bit of.
It
COVID
injects you with the
it
flu,
injects
try
you
to
with the flu
your
fight
immune
off the
system
flu, yeah.
to fight it.
I might be out of wrong for saying
I'm not-
this, but
Listen,
what's your name again?
EP.
EP.
You sound so much like Dave
I
Chappelle
know,
to me.
I know.
Oh my god.
Dave Chappelle.
I'm holding it back.
I can hear it now, though. I can hear it.
Right.
God damn it!
Oh, God, it's actually in the same way that it's like charming, warming. It's not like. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Oh man. All right.
Yeah, about this coronavirus vaccine. How is it possible they made up a vaccine and all these people getting hurt? All these people becoming more sicker. People face getting fucked up. Like, sorry to say it. cussing.
Bell's palsy.
You feel me?
yes.
God have mercy. God bless them.
How they
Oh, what,
coming
it's
up
a
with this
reaction?
vaccine, this so-called vaccine, and it only been a couple months.
Right, they usually need like years to test vaccines.
Yes.
Yeah, so how is this possible?
Sketchy.
So why would we inject that in ourselves?
Somebody make it.
No matter if what skin color we is, white, black, orange, pink. You feel me? Like, why would we inject ourselves with that if we don't know what they really injecting us with?
Right.
I mean, are these just the test rounds?
No,
No.
Right. The people are the test.
You heard what happened to
We are the test.
That's what I'm
registry.
saying. Is that what they're doing? Is they're like kind of not auctioning up, but sending out some. Hey, this is our best shot. You can
Yes.
you can
Take
take
it or
this.
don't.
Yeah.
Literally.
You heard what happened to the registry?
Yeah, people
Hey,
are-
where was that nurse at, man? The registered nurse, the black lady.
I forget where she's from.
She took within 2 weeks, bro. Her face was swollen. Like, her face was swollen. She couldn't talk. Face droopy. Her skin was sagging. She was no older than 30 years old. So,
She had the Bell's palsy.
Is that
That's
what
they
it's
call
called?
it. Yeah, when they have a facial, their muscles in their face.
Mike, the muscles in her face
Oh.
made a dysfunction, bro. Like, it destroyed that black woman. Like,
Yeah.
And she was a nurse.
Yeah, I heard they're giving out I have several doctor friends, and they've said that they've already gotten their first round of vaccine.
Right.
So I haven't heard any side effects like that, but that's enough to at least alarm me. So I don't want anything like
Extremely
that.
Some people may lose their job because some of these corporations are making it mandatory. So if you don't want to take it,
you gotta lose your job.
I can kind of agree with that if
People are
it
calling
were
that
like approved,
vaccine
if this vaccine
I'm
were
sure he would
approved.
like this. People are calling that vaccine the mark of the beast.
I mean, what
That-
long term?
It's
No, I
population
don't
control.
believe the vaccine is the mark of the beast because you don't have to buy. It is not required for you to buy, sell, or trade. Which is a biblical thing.
Oh,
See what I'm saying? And then it's not in your forehead or your right hand.
Right.
So there's certain inconsistencies, but think
Did
about
we
it.
say that it can't be in the forehead or the right hand?
No,
Once they give us that
that's
chip-
a biblical thing.
Once
Okay.
they give us that chip, that's gonna be that mark of that beast.
That probably is
Yes.
though. I think
Once
it's
they
probably
give us
the
that
chip.
chip, it's gonna be that mark of that beast.
RFID is a thing. It's around. I've
Yeah,
seen
the
several
RFID
It's
is
a lot of
centers.
things, man.
Yeah, that's very serious.
Somebody even think I heard one lady talking. She said even the mask. She said being forced to wear that mask is satanic. And she said we're being forced and being controlled with those masks.
It's population
That's
control.
what she said. I mean, I believe population control is the virus, because you definitely that's what wars are for. That's
Yes.
what stuff like HIV.
Yeah.
All that is to control the population. I believe that for sure.
And then in our modern advanced medical standard of society, how was that able to spread to the entire every continent, every country in the whole world that fast?
People travel.
Yeah, right. It's right. It's
What is about
logical.
the people,
It's
but
logical.
Who actually comes up with this type of
So
Virus.
man scientists.
this virus?
Yeah, they
Who
wasn't.
mad
They
scientists
wasn't
where
happy.
at, though?
That's true.
That's working for the
labs
who?
somewhere.
Working for the who?
Well, it's for the government.
Yeah, man, that's what it is.
Somebody's government.
And then
Yeah, I
the
was
Bible
gonna say it's not
predicted
necessarily this one. I mean, there are bigger empires than, or there are other huge forces to be reckoned with besides the U.S. government.
that. Hello.
That's deep, bro.
And you know what? And if you listen to the October mixtape, we dropped a lot of jewels. We dropped a
did.
lot
Yeah,
of
that's
references
subliminal.
to things like that.
And my thing is, I'm glad you said that because the way I took it, if a lot of it would have come across subliminal, but it made sense. So I'm going to ask, how do you feel being able to vibe with some of the brothers at this table to be able to put out music that makes sense and reaches out and at least has cohesiveness with a lot of artists? Because that says a lot right there. You just proved it wrong when people say, you can't really work with to do this, that, and the other. You all are proving them wrong.
Yeah.
It wasn't too much of a real task. I mean, it just flowed organically. It was easy.
Okay.
I feel like probably like everyone's got a radical within them. It's what you're passionate about, and then on music that like those boundaries are kind of lifted. Anything's, you know what I'm saying? It's universal. So at that moment, we were able to find. It feels good. It feels proud to be able to come out with something that's like, wow, this is a dynamic. This is a counterpoint of
Yeah.
radicalism.
Yeah. Counterpoint of radicalism. I couldn't have said it better.
That's a hashtag in itself.
Counterpoint of radicalism.
And with that being said,
Can we get one bomb, please?
Yeah, actually, I feel like, can we get a bomb?
Can we please get one bomb, sir?
Voice and radio.
EB.
.com.
Voice and radio.
Can I get a bomb ass burger?
Ooh, he got the radio standard voice. He over here competing with Al Porter.
You know,
I'm t-
and I can appreciate that too, for the
Damn.
simple fact that at the end of the music videos, I love it because you will send something to me, and it'll be, stay tuned for the whole video, but I already know how it works. I'm going to get some sort of message from your music at the end of each song. So what goes into picking the messages? Because for those people who watch it all the way through, you are letting us know from Masonic symbols to signs to Illuminati to the truth behind some of the artists who are already established and who they're
See what
really
you talking
working
about?
for. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, a lot of artists did not agree with that approach. They felt like, man, maybe that's a little overbearing, a little abrasive, and unwarranted from the audience. But I felt like it would be a disservice to just entertain you and then just abandon you from there, and just take the entertainment and go, like as if we just did a drug exchange and I don't even know you now. No, I really wanted to be risky and I wanted to be sacrificial enough to say, look, I'm gonna put my well-being at risk. I'm gonna put my reputation at risk just to tell you some real truth, to warn my people. Just like lead poison, any danger that's in society. If I see a little kid walking across the street in this traffic, I feel like it would be irresponsible to neglect that. And that's what psychologically is happening to the music audiences and all of the audiences of America and the world.
Well, a lot of people get jaded and just forget to warn the guy behind them. You know.
Can
A lot
we
of
get
people
one
jaded
bomb?
and
Can
forget
we
to
get
work.
2 bombs? 1 bomb, please.
I gotta find a bomb.
Find the bomb, man. You better go to your
I ain't hit no
artillery.
bomb all night.
Man, I'm ready to cry. I need a bomb. I got about to make. Boom.
Damn.
You feel me? Bam.
Damn.
Fire.
Damn,
Because
son.
yes, we need that intensity. We need that so bad because we want to make some crucial points. We don't even want this to be a just a generic discussion, artist discussion. No, we want to separate what we're doing and make sure like it's
Or
a
a flash in the
counterpoint of
pan.
radicalism.
Yes.
You want it to be existential.
Let's talk to him.
All right, talk to him.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? How dare us be so selfish and so occupationally oriented that we're disconnected from the well-being of the people we service. Enough that it's all this symbolism. They being attacked psychologically, spiritually every day from the occult, from the Freemasons,
Well,
the Boule.
I think this year more than ever, people are aware. Like, it's kind of like the '60s again. Things are being brought to light that who you thought was in charge isn't quite as in charge, and isn't quite as capable, nor as responsible. I'd even have to say, as you might think. For example, the presidents and people they're not quite as pivotal in as your life as you're unwilling to make them. It's really like, I don't know, you're impacted, but people are aware now. People are aware of just how fragile our authoritative command currently is. Our like government system currently is. It's very fragile. I mean, they just walked through the friggin' White House.
Hello.
And it wasn't it wasn't Black Lives Matter that did it.
That's true.
It was.
Hello.
I mean, I would have thought at one point if anybody was gonna come through there and be like, hey, I should at least be able to put my hands on this podium. Like, that's it, man. Let me put my hands on this damn podium.
Can I get a bomb on that boom?
But now you guys that look like they just got back from Vail or Breckenridge going.
Woo, we need a bomb for that one. Yes, look.
Oh, geez, guys.
A lot of people feel like that was
Search and destroy.
what do you call it? A psychological operation. Yeah, we need that a little loud. We need a little bass on that bomb. That sounds like a little.
That was not even no
That sounds like a little slight firecracker or something. I don't know.
That was
sound
a
like
firecracker.
feel me? Somebody dropped a tissue or something. I like that word.
Deuce.
Feel me? Right.
Little deuce.
Woo!
Cleveland is in the house, and they are making the bomb count much higher.
There we go. Elevate it up for me. Bomb me for real.
So with that being said, what is it that we haven't touched on that you would like to see us touch on?
You know what? We already discussed the whole
Optimism,
Boule.
pass it on.
Optimism. Yeah, B-Lo told me to say this. We also wanted to say something to encourage people in these times. Stay optimistic. Whatever your goal is, as long as it's positive, it's not harming people. Please stay motivated, stay encouraged, stay inspired. Stay considerate of others.
Utilize your stress to your advantage.
Yes. Do bring good. Whatever your humanitarian cause is, we want to accelerate you, encourage you.
Be safe.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, stay cozy.
But yeah, hold on. Let me
Spread
think.
love.
Oh yeah. How about
Spread
this?
love.
This was something on my mind to say on the way here. That was heavy. It was like God was telling me, like, bro, you need to say this. I got a friend, back to this whole gang thing, right? How the streets is connected to this whole Masonic, white supremacist, population control agenda. The gangs is a major element of the oppression of black people in a harsh way. They're one of the harshest, just like the Boule, the black secret societies. The gangs represent another oppressive regime to the black community. My homeboy was a GD. You know what I'm saying? In Cleveland, that's probably one of the most popular gangs. And no, I'm not saying I want to go to war with them because I know they will shoot me up. But my life is in God's hands. That's why I got to say this. My homeboy told me one of the acronyms for the gang, the GDs, is the folks. Right?
Yeah.
He said, do you know what that acronym stands for, brother? I said, no, I don't know. What does that mean? He said, it stands for Follow Our Lord and King Satan. And he's a member of the group. He said they would have to meet together and they would have to lock hands in the form of a pitchfork and they would have to pray and conduct rituals in the streets and pray to the OG. And they would say, yes, OG. Thank you, OG. Amen, OG. The same way you would, deify God. The same way you would glorify God, they had to glorify a man who was the leader of these gangs. And that's another satanic head of a machine, of a monster of white supremacy in America that's destroying us from within. You know, and that's why it has to be pointed out. Follow our Lord King Satan. No, we don't endorse Satan. You know, I don't endorse Satan in any format. And if I do, God, I ask God, forgive me for that. Because that's a mistake. I want the children to know. These things aren't cool. These aren't things that are to be glorified. These are things to stand at your ground against.
You know, with that being said, you got to talk to us, because the one thing that I can say, you are an unapologetic follower of God Almighty. And so with that being said, you exemplify the fact, and I've said it time and time again, nowhere in the Bible, any scripture did I see it where it said the Creator is a doormat or is weak. So with that being said, do you feel that that gives you that extra strength when you go out and you tell the truth and you talk reality to people?
Honestly, I feel like my life is in danger, just like Martin Luther King's was, Tupac was, Nipsey Hussle, Dr. Sebi. You know, let's please give recognition to Dr. Sebi, because it's a health crisis right now. And all the holistic doctors are mysteriously dying. You know, is that really a coincidence, my people? That's another injustice we're not speaking of.
Big Pharma, bro. Big Pharma will do anything to stop holistic cure.
Yes.
Truth.
Look at that. Is there a holistic cure for corona? I'm sure if Dr. Sebi was alive, he would have at least a hunch. So, yes, our lives are in danger, but the thing is, in the black community, just like the Freemasons and the gangs are willing to sacrifice their life for their ideology, we should, on the righteous cause and on the cause of our children and our families, we should be willing to defend them to the death still. I don't imagine, I'm invincible. I'm with God, so can't nobody do nothing to me. No, I know.
Sure?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I've like to imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like
I am a mountain.
You know what I'm saying?
Closest to God himself.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I know my life is in God's hands, but I feel like some things are worth dying for. And we really need to start emphasizing that to our youth. Dignity. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah.
Integrity. True to life.
Integrity.
You know, and if you really love your community, it's not about how much you verbalize it and how many safe methods of activism you take. It's about how many real risks you take in the face of danger. How much money are you willing to lose? How many friends are you willing to lose? How much of your life and your health and safety are you willing to lose? And if you're not willing to go to that extent, you may not love your community as much as you imagine you do.
And I have seen you personally set that example, not once, but twice, dealing with the court system, because you were on the front line at different intervals, dealing with Tamir Rice, dealing with the May 30th protest. You've been out there up front, standing tall and not shirking back, and being able to go through a court system that has attacked you. And then after the first time you went, even having to stand up against Case Western Reserve University, because they unlawfully got out there and took something that was your personal likeness and property, went to profit from it, and you stood up. Talk to us, man.
Yes, they professionally were able to go unaddressed about that. They had a meeting with me and my friend. We recorded it. It's on YouTube, the audio between myself and Case Western Historical Society. And yes, they exploited my image in order to officialize and what's the word?
What they do?
They took my image at a protest and they put it up in a display.
For what? What was the display?
In the museum. It had to do with the history of Cleveland and some of the social injustice, which was an element of the history of Cleveland.
And that didn't sit right with you?
I mean, they didn't compensate me at all, nor was I notified. A friend of mine had to inform me, hey, your image is in this museum.
But you talking about when you was on the commercial at the Browns thing?
Nope. The NFL has also exploited my image in a brand new commercial called My Cleats, My Cause. They're displaying my image on national television.
Really?
Without my consent. Yes,
was really
that's
on there.
my cousin. Yes, we had a video. My friend sent it to me. I'll send it to anybody. It's on my Facebook. You know, my friend was watching the NFL, saw a commercial with Ryan Tannehill, the quarterback, and my image is displayed at the Republican National Convention when I participated down there at a peaceful protest.
Right.
Yes, and these major white supremacist corporations, without my consent, are extorting and publicizing my image in order
How do they know?
to generate profit.
They may not know how to get in contact with you. You should reach out with them.
That's a good idea. We are attempting to, but the fact that they really took liberty before they got my consent was a little bit reprehensible, to say the least, to me.
Right, but yeah, we just communicate with them. You never know what they're willing to.
So that's like me going in your pocket, taking your money out, and then waiting for you to contact
it's
me.
an image. It's an image.
That's like me going in your house. That's like me going in your house, taking your T-shirt, putting it on, and if you see me with it on, maybe you should reach out to me about
I
it.
better hope I don't see someone rolling around with my.
Yeah.
Hey, that's basically what they doing, though.
Yes, they're using my image
Right.
with a programming and a publication that I don't even
Right, no, but
identify
I
with.
just say
And
go talk.
that
That's why-
Illuminati organization that's using your image doing all those commercials. When you call them, they say, "Oh, we're sorry. We played you. Oh, wait a minute. We played your commercial about 3,000, 10,000 times in 40 different markets. Yeah, we owe you $4.5 million. What you gonna do? I'm not taking y'all Illuminati money.
Hey.
What you gonna say? This? I just wanna
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
know.
hold on, y'all.
You
So
get paid.
what would you do?
You get paid every time
No, yeah.
they air that commercial. Now, what you gonna do with this? You gonna take this Illuminati money? I just wanna know.
We are already talking with legal attorneys,
Okay.
literally right now.
But
Well, not
still-
literally right now.
But still,
I'm like,
that money came
actually,
from,
virtually yes.
that money was
My
made
girl,
from
my girl
young black
talking.
men that you said was being enslaved by this organization. You gonna take that money?
I mean, would I rather in the pocket of my oppressor or the pocket of my baby?
Look. See that?
Hello.
See that?
I'm gonna keep it so gutter with you.
Yeah, I'm glad you see this.
Hey.
Kind of contradicted to me.
You know what? I
Because
feel
that's
like-
to me, you said that money is evil. That they making money, exploiting us, and blah blah blah.
That money needs to be in the hood. I mean, do you know how many houses is
So
toxic?
you deserve
If
that
they took no, all these black people. Think about it. If you compare the network and the owners to the compensation that the players get,
But that's
even
within
that
a
is
business.
disproportionate.
Most businesses have that
Not
terrible
disproportionate,
inequality
because I
between
make
owner,
more than
CEO, and
everybody
worker.
up here. I mean, it's my station. I'm gonna make more than everybody that works for me. That's just the nature of business.
No, that's
I
the
own
nature of
company.
of
I'm
Western
getting paid,
business.
And you guys working for me, not getting as much as me. You're not. I'm the CEO. I'm not putting the average worker on my level. At any company, if I own that company, I'm a boss. I founded it. I own it. I did all the work to get this. I'm getting paid, and this is what you're going to get paid: a salary, a minimum wage, or whatever salary I give you. But I'm getting that $1 billion check every week.
Right, and I feel
I
like
believe ain't nothing. That's nothing unfair about that.
yeah, that standard of capitalism was rooted in slavery.
Actually, I've heard that. I've heard capitalism, but just because the industries back in the day, the cotton industry and stuff, that just kind of worked out for capitalism.
At one point, it was justified to not even compensate them anything at all, not even allow them to read.
So you are gonna take that money.
Man, I'm snatching everything. they over here showing me in a humanitarian light as a way to make people endear the morale of this white supremacist corporation. They
Man,
help-
you gotta send me that link, bro. That's,
Oh yeah, it's on my Facebook, bro. Look it up.
oh, I have you blocked still.
Listen, this show been so sweet.
You
man.
blocked
You ain't
him?
even
Yeah, I
gonna
blocked him, man. He was getting weird on Facebook.
Yeah, where the bombs at, man?
Here goes a bomb. Let me give you a bomb.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, bombs.
Boycott the NFL till they compensate us.
A couple bomb moments, my G.
They want to.
Tell me 8 million,
Matter of
nothing
fact,
less.
I appreciate you all coming through. We were so raw and uncut, we didn't even have to take a break. The
Yeah.
break came with nothing but knowledge all the way through. And we will talk to you all soon. Follow everybody who was on this particular program.
Blake Davis,
Appreciate you.
the actual TANIS,
Brought to you by Stephen K.
and
Talented
Voice of
Real.
Radio.
Voice of Radio. EB.
EP.
EP. Shout
Al
out, man.
Porter, EP,
Al Porter.
but also brought to you by
Voice
Stephen
it.
K.
There
We
you
love y'all, man. Thank you, man, for having us.
Had
Oh yeah,
to.
oh wait, just because I got the air.
Shout out Brandon B-Lo.
Just because
216 Kinsman.
Check out Cozy, my buddy Crispy's been in a lot of my music. He's been laying low for a while.
Okay.
I'm dropping a lyric video tomorrow morning. So
Okay.
check out
Crispy.
Cozy, stay home and stay cozy.
Hey, and wait till we
Sound.
bring them back in here for another round. When the
Kinsman.
bombs
Hey,
work
Cleveland.
out.
Peace.
Robin Brown.
Peace.
Woo! Leandro.
Voice of Radio.